Financial Peace University began about 20 years ago, and now today we've had over 1.5 million families go through this course. This is the place where we start happening to our money, where we start aiming our dollars at our goals. You got to make your money behave. You work too hard to get to the end of your life and be broke. There's a massive group of people out there trying to sell you stuff. They want to interrupt your plan. Don't cash out your 401k. I know your 401k looks like a 201k. Remain calm. The only people that get hurt on a roller coaster are those that jump off. God's all in this thing. He's all about fixing you. He's all about fixing me. There's a redemption story built into this whole thing. And every time I give, every time I understand I'm not an owner, I move along that spectrum from selfish to selfless. Now, this is a boot camp. I'm your coach. I've had some good coaches, and they lit me up a time or two, but it caused me to go places I couldn't go otherwise. You change your life when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, where you say, I've had it. This is how you get out of debt. You got to run for your life. You got to run. You got to bust it. You got to go like your life depends on it. What would happen to the kingdom of God if the people of God were out of debt? How much of this world could we as believers change?
Good morning. Well, my story of financial peace started in 2002 when I was single and not accountable to anyone, not even God, who was the giver of every good and right thing in my life, including my income. I had never lived an extravagant life. My parents modeled living on a budget and paying bills with the envelope system, and I myself have always had a budget of sorts. But apparently, somewhere along the way, I fell into the pit of stupidity and stopped living by my budget, practicing little self-control when faced with the I wants, and noticed that my money would go away, and I would leave many times scratching my head wondering where that 21 went or where that 20 went. When I heard the promo for the Financial Peace course, one Bible verse really struck a chord with me. The borrower is slave to the lender. That was so true for me. I felt convicted and I was tired of being in debt. So I enrolled in Financial Peace University and my journey began, learning how to put and keep God in the midst of His finances that He had blessed me with. I completed the baby steps, paid off my debt using the debt snowball tool other than my house note, and was able to build my savings. This is the neat part. Looking back, I see that God was preparing me for two major upcoming life events, the loss of my job and my marriage to come. Without that savings, I would not have survived my 11-month job loss. And as it was, I still had to make a short-term loan to keep my house and pay my utility bill during those last 2 months of unemployment. Back then, the unemployment only lasted 6 months, and I was unemployed 11 months. So without that savings, I would have lost everything. Then when Bob and I married 7 years ago, he came into our marriage with debt, much like I started my journey on. So we went through Financial Peace together, followed the principles, and dumped that debt as well. Again, God was preparing us in advance for the loss of Bob's business 3 years later. Yes, we sacrificed a lot during our dumping debt period, and it was challenging, but we survived with God's help, and we were in a much better place to survive the loss of that income. We are so blessed to be able to give a full tithe of our gross for some years now, and it is very humbling. And we can see how God continues to bless our obedience. As most of you know, I'm the director of Family Promise of Memphis, an emergency shelter for displaced families. There we spend more time on financial accountability and budgeting than any other item in case management. I am so grateful and thankful that the biblically based principles of financial peace are a part of my everyday life. I love empowering folks to take control of their finances by showing them how to tell their money what to do. Whatever financial challenges you are facing, God can and will guide you to overcome it with these biblical-based principles of financial peace. Financial Peace will meet on Sunday evenings for 9 weeks from 4:30 to 6:30, starting next Sunday, January 26th. And I know you can see from the video, it's a fun workshop. He makes it very fun and it's very enthusiastic. So if you are facing some struggles or just want more financial peace and maybe retirement bound, please consider. Thank you.